Let's try that again, huh? We're off to a great start. Everybody, let's try this again. Thank you so much for joining me for the Bark at the Moon online release party. As many of you know, it has been a busy day, but it's been a great day as well. The feedback from all of you has been fantastic, so I'm so grateful that you've been streaming, saving, ordering, pre-ordering, everything that you've done to support this release. It means the world to me. As I was trying to say before I realized that I was on mute, thank you all for the heads up. Yeah, I did a radio interview, my first radio interview in Austria ever. And it was in a city called Bad Ischl. And it's about an hour away from me. So I completed the interview at 8 and then basically had to eat something as quickly as I possibly could and haul ass back home so I could set up, get dolled up so that I looked great for each and every one of you. So, I hope you all have your beverages, alcoholic and non-alcoholic alike. All are welcome here. But me, I'm going to start off with a nice, I thought it was going to be a little sip, but it's a little bit bigger than a little. However, it's been a good day. It's been a long day. I feel like I've earned a little big rum. So, cheers, everybody. So glad you call. Been talking all day long. So glad you all could join me. Should we just jump into the song? Let's drink first. That's good. All right. Let's see here. Well, we got a couple of stragglers, but let's see here. Oh. The video is not on my computer. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an amazing start to what I feel will be an amazing party. But look, my radio interview started off with a couple of technical hiccups. As many of you already know, I am not so technically adept. I don't know why it's not here. It should be here. It's not where I left it. I'll tell you that much. It's not where. Why is it not here? I will absolutely. I'll tell you what. While the stragglers are straggling, we'll just start off with the remix. We're just going to throw a curveball here, and we're just going to start with the remix because it's a great remix. I'm so glad that my buddy, former bandmate David Dutton, has brought his project out of retirement. GenCab is a fantastic. You know what? We can't make the first listen of the song be the remix, though. Man, I've botched this party. Look, it's been a long day. We're gonna start with something that we know. How about we do that? Let's start with a song we know, a song we all love, and then I will get the video while that plays. It's going to be good. I can feel it. tell you what, guys. I'm killing it today. I'm absolutely killing it today. Oh, there's no audio in the movie. I swear. I've had the worst luck with technology these last couple of days. Tell you what, let's just start over. Look, let's all pretend that I'm just starting this live stream from the very beginning. It's a mulligan. It's just a mulligan. All right, here we go. Let's try this again. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Bark at the Moon online release party. So happy to have you all here with me tonight. It's been a long but productive day, and I'm so happy that I get to close it out with each and every one of you. Before we get started, I want to offer a toast, propose a toast to each and every one of you. Thank you all so much for your support, for streaming the song, for listening to the song, for downloading the song, for ordering the song, whatever it is that you do to support me and my musical endeavors. I am incredibly grateful for it. So, cheers. This one is to you. I do believe that it is time to watch the Bark at the Moon music video. If you didn't see it yesterday on the Space Zebra Twitch stream, well, now's your first time. If you did see it yesterday, act very, very surprised. Guys, for real this time, it's Bark at the Moon.
Sarah, Bark at the Moon. I spend my whole life trying to be someone. Yes, spend my whole life trying to seize your love. So I ran and I raved like a rat in a cage, and I wonder, am I getting out? So I bite and I bleed and I'm bearing my death, though I can't stop now. So I bark at the moon. I'm letting my demons out, yes, I bark at the moon. I'm letting you rip me out, so I bark at the moon. I've waited so long to finally free myself. Yes, I've waited so long to feel the release from now. So it's set in the sun and the change has begun, and the darkness of died to come out. No, I'm not on the road. I can wait to be done with the lies. Slide down. So I bark at the moon. I'm letting my demons out. Yes, I bark at the moon. I'm letting you rip me out. When the lights go out, the skies are down. I finally pay myself. Yes, I bark at the moon. I bark at the moon. When I howl, I feel so fearsome. When I howl, I feel so free to be me. You'll never cage me again. So I bark at the moon. I'm letting my demons out. Yes, I bark at the moon. I'm letting you rip me out. When the lights go out, the skies are down. I finally pay myself. Yes, I bark at the moon. I bark at the moon.
All right. We did it. We have successfully watched the video and heard the song. I'll count that as a win. What do you guys think? Well, actually, what do you think of the song? I hope you like it. I'm seeing the chat saying heavy New Order vibes, heavy post-punk vibes. I mean, it's true that sort of channeled a bit of the romantic, gothic, post-punk vibes that, I don't know, I felt fit really well to the season. I don't know. I typically, well, not typically because I've only done it once before, but sort of the plan was to release a very spooky Halloween type cover every October, because last year I did Pet Cemetery. This year I had another one in mind, but the one that I had in mind that I really believe is going to be just off the charts. It needs collaboration. I need other people involved. And given sort of the current situation, I just didn't think that I would be able to do it justice. So I decided to make an original, a Halloween original, because why not? But it was really, really important to me to sort of capture the romantic, gothic, post-punk thing, but also be a bit forward-thinking, be a little bit more contemporary with it, because, as much as I like a lot of the nostalgia music that is popular right now, like I do personally want to keep my own artistic focus like on the future. So, paying homage to the past, knowing where I came from, but also keeping my eye on what's next. So I hope that my intention of creating something gothic, romantic, post-punk, but in a sort of 2021 pop music sense, I hope that came across. But if it didn't and you only like it because it's post-punk, well then, hey, I'll take that too. Tone, lyrics, music, fun, just pure AP. Thank you very much, Bala Bishop. So awesome, falling in love. Thank you, Alex Conca. Song's great, and the lyrics are so on point. Thank you very much. I wanted to really sort of encompass the meaning behind the idiom "bark at the moon," because a lot of people sort of assumed that this was going to be an Ozzy cover, but the story behind the song is a little bit even, I don't know, it's almost like more absurd to me, because about, I want to say 6 months ago, I released a t-shirt design called Bark at the Moon, which has the sort of crescent moon with the knife through it. So it's like the crescent moon forms the circle in the knife logo. And like, I had been listening to a lot of Ozzy at the time. I still listen to a lot of Ozzy. Like, Ozzy is so good. And I just titled the shirt "Bark at the Moon," and it got sort of the gears turning in my head, and I was just thinking about, like, the meaning of the idiom itself. There's nothing I can do. I might as well just bark at the moon. Like, that's what it means. Like, it's futile. It doesn't like. Nothing that you do will change the situation. So, anything you do will help as much as howling at the moon. And this was a very, very interesting concept to me. And so I thought, why don't I write a song about, sort of this idea of striving to be loved, striving to be accepted and appreciated? Because I know in my artistic life, like, I've spent so much time being upset or down on myself because I wasn't reaching, like, I don't know, the heights that I had sort of envisioned for myself. And, this idea that I can actually force people to like me or my music or, anything, whatever. Why just bark at the moon? So I just came up with this chord progression quite quickly. And I was like, oh, that's nice. And then I picked up my bass and I got this the Cure. The riff actually makes me think more of the Cure, like kind of Just Like Heaven type thing, more than New Order. I mean, obviously, like New Order always had like the riffs played on the higher strings of the bass, which was really sort of revolutionary for the time, which is funny considering how often people do it now. But yeah, it all started sort of with Joy Division and then New Order. But to me, it's like it sounds very, very Just Like Heaven by The Cure. And I was like, this is cool. So I wrote the song pretty much in 30 minutes, something like that. Like the verses and the chorus melodies. And then it's just about getting the structure right, getting the lyrics right, because obviously, like, you write something in 20 or 30 minutes, you don't get all the lyrics perfect. You don't get all the arrangement perfect. That's the 10% inspiration, and then there's the 90% perspiration that follows, which is, me being in LA, being in LA for like a month and just spending the majority of my time like hunched over a keyboard at my Airbnb, like, oh my God, I got to finish this song. But we got it done. And making the music video was just totally a fluke, because the reason that I didn't do the cover that I planned this year is because I wanted it to be collaborative. I wanted to make a music video, but it just didn't seem like that was in the cards for this year. But then sort of as I'm going through this process of writing the song, the world opens up enough for me to go to LA. And so a couple of days before I go to LA, Chad Michael Ward posts on Facebook being like, hey guys, I'm going to be in LA for 2 weeks. Does anybody need a music video? And I'm like, oh my God, me. So I like write Chad, and Chad writes me back immediately, and we like lock down the date. So now we have a deadline. And so I'm just literally like sweating my patoot off trying to get this song done in my Airbnb, like recording vocals in the closet and all that kind of stuff. But we recorded the song with the demo, which had other lyrics than what you see in the video. So I wrote the lyrics on my way to the shoot and then sang the lyrics as I had intended to sing them. And when I got home, I re-recorded the whole song with the new lyrics. So we got super lucky that the vocals matched up in that final video. Oh boy. Yeah, this is crazy stuff. I'm in my Bark at the Moon shirt right now. That is so awesome. Thank you, True Blue 183. This is the first song. I like both versions. It blew me away right from the start. Yes, both versions. Now that you mention it, let's go back to what we were discussing before. We called Mulligan and restarted this whole thing. David Dutton is a very close friend of mine. I've known him since, I want to say 2004, 2005. He was instrumental in helping me get my first show in Philadelphia ever. We met on AOL Instant Messenger through a mutual friend, and he sent me one of his first demos for his band called Gen Cab, and I was absolutely in love with it. A couple of years later, he put out his debut album, and then I think between touring with me and sort of his focus on making rock music with his Crown of Pity project, he just sort of like put Gen Cab on the back burner. But I'm so glad to see that he's resurrected it. He's got a brand new full-length album coming out. I believe it's at the end of the year on Negative Gain. And it's fucking incredible. I can promise you that. So David did a fantastic remix for me and you should absolutely give his original material a go. So guys, here we go. Here is the Gen Cab remix of Bark at the Moon. Good. I remembered to unmute myself. Getting better at this every time. All right. Woo! Yeah, that's the Gen Cap remix. It is certainly a different take on the song, but I think that's what a remix is supposed to do, because it really does feel like Gen Cab. It feels like a Gen Cab song, and David did an incredible job. Super grateful to him for doing this on such short notice. I basically wrote him a couple of days before the song was going to mastering. I was like, yo, dude, you want to bring Gen Cab back? I mean, I knew that he was coming back with his new record later this year, but I was like, yo, you want to bring Gen Cab back a little bit early, promote that new album? He was like, hell yeah. So now I owe him a remix for his album, which is great, because I hope it gets a lot of attention. It's badass. I'm jealous. Somebody said in here that those drums go hard, like Dave's drums go real hard. They're intense. Will this be released on vinyl? I don't know. It really depends on what the situation is looking like when it comes time to release this album. For those of you who are not aware, what I'm going to be doing is collecting all of these songs, as well as 2 B-sides that were not released during the course of the year, and I will be putting them out as a full-length album. On December 31st, I will count the exact number of Patreon supporters that I have on my Patreon page, and I will print exactly that many CDs. So if we have 700 patrons, I will print 700 CDs. If there are any left over after the first month of pre-sales, then I will release the remainder to the public. Just because it's really, really hard to move physical product. I mean, it's incredibly expensive to produce. I mean, don't forget, I only printed 1,000 copies of Into the Black, and I only printed 1,000 copies of the deluxe edition of Into the Black. I still have them. I still have copies. I only printed 500 vinyl for Into the Black, and I still have them. So, what I end up making will really largely depend on what it costs, how long the turnaround time is, and what the demand really is. If I print vinyl, I would print 100, and that's it. If I can print 100, you know what I mean? That's kind of what the limitations are. So we'll see. We'll see. This video makes me think of Flock of Seagulls, Iran. You nailed it. Yes. When Chad Michael Ward said, what kind of music video do you want to make? I literally sent him Iran, and I said, let's make this. Because the thing is, even though that things were more open in LA, it wasn't easy to do a big production. So we literally rented a photo studio. Me, Chad, his fiance, my wife, and a couple of other assistants. And, we shot the video in 8 hours because we didn't have access to a lot. So we made the most out of what was available to us. But yeah, Iran was absolutely sort of the genesis of this concept, because I love that music video. It's so simple, and obviously I wanted to take that but do a different thing with it. So good eye, very good eye. Pretty cool. The song was at number 9 in the alternative charts in Germany. Ooh, well, guys. It's not too late. We can actually, we can still give it a little push there in the charts. If you want to help us get Bark at the Moon into at least the top 10, that would be great. I didn't realize we had such competition today. A lot of records dropped. I didn't oh my God, so many albums and singles came out today. So the competition was fierce, fiercer than I had imagined. But the fact that we cracked top 10 is fantastic. But we still have the rest of the weekend. So if you guys want to help me out, click that link and let's help get Bark at the Moon higher in the charts in your country. Woo! It's getting a little hot in here. That's all I got. Ooh. Yeah, it's too hot. It's too hot. Daniel Graves, you are growing as an artist. Love how you're just being you, doing you. Your art is what I love. I don't want to put it on the floor. Ha! Got it. What am I rolling over? Cables. Cables. I tore my studio apart to get this all set up for tonight. Thank you. It's really hard to try to be an artist. It's really hard to be yourself as an artist when the world expects you to be something else. And I'm sure that a lot of bands who've been around for a long time appreciate what this pressure is like. You know, you start a band when you're young. Your influences, tastes, all that kind of stuff are leaning towards one direction. And as you get older, you change because that's just what human beings do, right? Like, I started this band when I was 17. I'm 38, okay? Like, this band has been around for 21 years, longer than some of you in the chat here. So, you know, it's no wonder that I'm not the same person at 38 as I was when I was 17. And thank fucking God for that. Am I right? Like, if you're not growing and changing as a person, then what's the point of living? So, you know, a person's art is a reflection of who they are. And I truly, truly believe this. Artists that do not change with time are lying. Like, they are not being true to themselves as creators. So, like, a band like AC/DC, they're just punching a clock, man. They're collecting a paycheck. And I think that that is understandable, but I think it's also kind of sad because AC/DC was a great band. And there's no reason why they couldn't still be great if they just sort of like followed their artistic intuition and sort of grew as artists as they grew as people. But, you know, that requires a certain level of tenacity and I guess focus. You know, it's like it's hard to continually innovate and all that kind of stuff because, you know, if you're not innovating, then you're just sort of being artistically lazy. I'm sorry. I do feel that way. But you're all, you know, it's there's also a lot of pressure and I'm sympathetic to it. Like, it's not like I don't understand. And I still go through this. I still go through the comments, you know, people being like, oh, give me more Violent Emotion. It's like, why? The record is still there. But, you know, there's this group of people that still have this vision of the kind of artist that they want me to be or the artist that I used to be. And that's just not realistic. It's not reality. Like, I'm not ashamed of where I came from. I don't like regret anything that I created. You know, it's all part of the journey and the journey is what matters, not even the destination. But there's also a lot of artists who are taking the same path as me who are not successful, who don't have a bunch of amazing people supporting them. And basically like I know this may sound bad, but you guys will buy and listen to anything that I make. And it's not like I'm saying, yeah, you motherfuckers will buy anything that I just crap out, right? It's not like that. I don't mean it in that way. And I know it sounds that way, but it's like, you know, I've been able to cultivate an audience who expects the unexpected and appreciates that I'm constantly going in different directions. And has taken a lot of time to grow this community, but I feel like it is just so worth it, because I know you guys aren't going to actually love everything that I make, but you're open-minded enough to try it and not just to immediately dismiss something because it's different than what you expected. And I think that is fantastic. And it creates this great relationship where you guys won't bail on me for trying something new, and I'm not going to be upset if 1 or 2 songs or whatever don't do well, because who cares? I'm going to do more. There's more coming. So I feel like we have this just fantastic relationship in our community where there's just this, it's like maybe trust is not the best word, but the only one that's sort of coming to mind, where it's like you're okay with not always hitting the bullseye. Like, I'm okay with not hitting the bullseye as an artist, and you guys are okay with me not hitting the bullseye. But, when I do, it's great. And you're around to appreciate it. So thank you all. That's my love monologue to all you lovely perfectionists out there. All right. The community grows every day. We see it happening. Thank you so much, Aaron. Aaron is one of our lovely moderators in here, along with Roz and Elodia. Just super awesome people who help me maintain this community. They're up in the chat, dropping links all the time, and running the Discord, which is fantastic. You all should join the Discord if you haven't yet. It's a great place. I'm in there like every day. So that's all I got. I need a distraction. I need a diversion. I need something. Oh my God. Oh, what do? I need to do something. Something quick. Something drastic.
I don't see the point at all. As my skin begins to crawl, so I laugh and I drink so that nobody sees. It's a lie that I'm telling you. Oh no, you can rely on me. Don't know if I can rely on you. No good. Don't ever rely on me. Just let me rely on you. Just let me rely on you. Just let me rely on you. You can rely on me. Don't know if I can rely on you. No good. Don't ever rely on me. Just let me rely on you. Just let me rely on you. Just let me rely on you.
All right. You like my little quick getaway? I haven't actually watched that music video in a long time. It's weird because I very rarely sort of like return to my music or my videos. So seeing that was actually like I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. I usually hate everything. So I didn't hate that so much. I don't know. I feel like with that song I don't know. There was something special about it when I wrote it. Like I felt that there was something there. So I'm glad that one turned into something, because usually, I write something and I feel good about it and then it goes nowhere. And it was nice that, I was really into Love Like Lies. I was really proud of it, and that it became like one of my most popular songs, which helped give me the confidence to continue down this independent path that I was on. Because if you remember, this was the second single that I did on my own after leaving all my record labels and my management. And, I had almost this feeling of like I had something to prove. And LAX was just such a friggin' failure, and I was so embarrassed because I felt like, oh, maybe everybody was right. Maybe I can't do this on my own. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm not really as good as I believe that I am, or maybe I don't have the chops to do it on my own. But Love Like Lies gave me the confidence to believe that I could do it, and the success of that is what ultimately made me decide to make a full-length album, because I just didn't think I could do it. just joined Patreon, thank you for reminding me with the links. Thank you so much, Renata. I hope you enjoy being a part of our community. Our community is super awesome. If you are a Patreon supporter, give me a little wave in the chat. I'll give you guys a shout out. Without you, none of this would be possible. I had to set aside every single side job that I had this year in order to do this project. And without you guys, I'd be sleeping on the streets. No, I'd just be doing remixes and production and stuff. Gotta make ends meet. This project took every ounce of my being this year. It's so crazy. Oh, ask and ye shall receive. Don't show them your delicate areas. Will it settle? I don't know if it will settle. All right, here we go. Dare Carl, Stephanie, Kitu, Tire Drop, Zach Playford, Alex, King Cornelius, Hex Beast, Blee, Aaron, Ada, Michelle, Ryan, Doreen, man. Broken, Ever, Petra Pan, Elodia. Yes. Look, Mara, look at the camera. Are you going to settle? No. Don't show them. I had to take her to the vet yesterday, and I was very worried that she was going to have a panic attack. She hasn't been to the vet in 2 years. But somebody has bad teeth. Somebody needed a doctor to look at their bad teeth. And it wasn't me. My teeth are bad, but they're still in my face. Lol, he still pronounced it wrong. How am I supposed to pronounce it? Tyre, T-Y-R-E. That is tire in British. Unless it's tear. Is it teardrop? But that's not how you spell tear. That's how you spell tire in British. I must go now. Too tired. Helped friends with the move today. And I'm friggin' exhausted. Carl, you are excused. Helping friends excuses you anytime. You are free to bail on a party if you help friends move. That's a good person move right there. You have pretty teeth. No, I mean, they're not ugly, but they're bad. I almost lost all of my teeth a couple of years ago. They're going to take them. They're going to do that thing where they cut open your gums and flay them open down to the roots and then try to save what they could. Is gnarly. And then I found this dentist that could do a deep cleaning without flaying me. And it was scary. I would have really lost a lot of teeth. So I got bad teeth. Tyre is tire in British. In American, it's Tire. I know, it's crazy. The Brits spell things like madmen. Kalur. I lost my tooth, so yours are better than mine, clearly. I would have lost them all. Okay, I was like a year away from losing so many of my teeth. It would have been a freaking mess. Flayed and upgrade. Yeah, the one starts playing in the distance. That's the thing. I have nightmares still about losing my teeth. I still have the nightmares that inspired the ones. Bad mojo. Kiet, what are you doing? He's Kiet. All right. Yeah, the black lipstick makes my teeth look cool. I'm celebrating my 1-year Patreon anniversary together with Bark at the Moon. Thank you for being a member of our community for so long. That's super cool. I love it. Let's celebrate.
There is a darkness, inflictions stage at war, a inner conflict, the seeds of vitriol. We're taking the candles and crumble and fall. We time for a cause to be nothing at all. It's something to hold them to love. Is there no hope? We wanna be free. We're hanging on something to family tree. I'm letting one run in the streets. Is there no hope? For all our woes. When we outgrow her endless war of gods and gold. Down. There is no justice. There is just rage and greed. To live with conscience is to live on your knees. The sea is the faces of things that you pay. The fact that it's spending inside of the day. We're heading to hell in a place. Is there no hope? We're taking intentions and dragging them down. Loyally, royally, pay for the ground. Willfully, skillfully down. Is there no hope?
All right. Mara's still here. Haha. Let's see. The play between harsh and melodic vocals in this track is absolutely top tier. I got goosebumps live. Thank you very much. I'm thinking a lot about what I want to do next year, and I think I'm not saying that I want to do more stuff like Gods and Gold in the sense that I want to do like industrial metal, but I definitely feel like more of the song, like the song should be like more extreme in both directions, in the sense is like more extreme harsh vocals and more extreme like pop vocals, and just mix them into the same song, because like not a lot of people can do that. So I might as well lean on what I can do. Here in Brazil, if you lose your teeth in a dream, that means a relative of yours is going to pass away soon. Superstition mode on. I've always had the feeling that the teeth dreams come when I feel sort of powerless in my own life. So it's like, some people say it's like when you've lost control of your life, but I mean, I think nobody really has control over anything, right? It's all just sort of like chaos but it's like what you do with the chaos. And sometimes you have the feeling that you are able to have some sort of influence over the chaos, and other times it's just sort of you're helpless within it. And you sort of have those dreams when I'm feeling like I'm doing my best, but still sort of not manifesting the change that I'm hoping for. But I still have them. Like these dreams have been persisting my whole life, as far back as I can remember. I used to have this dream when I was like in grade school. So we're talking like 5, 6, 7 years old. And I dreamt that through my neighborhood ran a small river, maybe 10 feet wide. And everybody's sort of backyards were lined up against this river, right? So it's just like the river's going this way. Here's a backyard, here's a backyard, here's a backyard. So it's like, for some reason, everybody's backyards are built along this river. And so their houses are facing away from the river. And there would be a whirlpool that would appear from time to time. And in the center of this whirlpool would be like a giant boulder. And the whirlpool would suck children from their backyards into it. And there would be this almost like monster, like I remember him being like almost like Jabba the Hutt. Probably was inspired by Jabba the Hutt, given my sort of affinity for Star Wars, and about like this is sort of like Return of the Jedi time. He would like sort of slither up onto this rock and take the children and take their teeth. And then as I got older, sort of the dreams just sort of morphed into having like a loose tooth that I could never fully get out. So it's just like you feel it like hanging by a thread, and you're just telling yourself, don't mess with it, don't mess with it, don't mess with it. But you can't stop yourself from messing with it. And sometimes the tooth falls out, but normally it doesn't. And by the end, it's like my teeth are just all sort of like hanging by the nerves in my mouth, and it's just painful and bleeding. And that's when I wake up. So I don't actually lose my teeth. They're mostly just sort of like hanging on for dear life. And it is just excruciating. Some people in the chat were saying, "Oh, write a song about that." It's called The Ones. My song, The Ones, is about that nightmare that I have. The idea was that the ones were a personification of those fears that were manifesting themselves as these dreams, right? So it's the fear, the insecurity, all of that stuff really drove really drove the creation of the ones. I don't know if you guys, it's funny because I don't know if you guys know this horror film called Midnight Meat Train. But the shadowy sort of like monsters in that, those are kind of how I envisioned the ones. So I remember when I saw that movie for the first time, I was like, oh my God, like that's the ones. But, you know, like instead of consuming human flesh, they're like taking my teeth like an evil tooth fairy. So, yeah, that's the ones. All right, guys, we got just a couple of minutes left. Let's see what else we got here in the chat. Chat with the cat. Hi, cat. Does anybody know if Daniel does his own makeup? Not in music videos. No way. Pompberry did all of the makeup for Gods and Gold. She did all the makeup for Bark at the Moon. And then, oh God, why am I spacing on her name? Sue Sinclair did my makeup for Love Like Lies. And she did it for something else. Oh, and she created Percy McDougal. Hi, Kia. Oh, yes, and Pompberry did the makeup for Into the Black. She created the half face character. Yo, your work with XRL7, pretty cool. Thank you very much. I just recorded another Devi segment. You should see that sooner rather than later. Sounds a lot like an Aztec monster. Like a primordial frog alligator with a mouth on each joint. It really is just sort of like this, the hunched over demon. You should, if you look at the monsters at Midnight Meat Train, it's like 100% those things. Can't say in English. It means Angst vor Kontrollverlust, so fear of losing control. Does Bark at the Moon have anything to do with Big Bad Wolf? Not really. But of course, like, since I'm the same person, like, writing all of these songs, like, of course there's going to be some sort of like narrative style overlap. So I wouldn't say that like they are directly connected in terms of their narrative, but they are absolutely from the same mind to sort of, you know, the wolf character is a character of mine, right? So it's like, that's one way that I view myself, as this sort of like, this is werewolf person who has like a good side and a very, very bad side. And, you know, that the narrative of Big Bad Wolf was sort of like trying to tell that in a very sort of fantastic way, right? I wanted to make it almost, you know, Till Death has this very fairy tale quality to it, but I did that on purpose because sort of felt like, you know, when you're young, you're sort of sold this fairy tale about like what being in a relationship is like. You know, this idea that, once you've vanquished your antagonist in life, you know, that's keeping you away from your love, that all of a sudden, now life is perfect. Now all your problems have disappeared. And now you'll live happily ever after, which is just like, living happily ever after is just the first part of the next chapter of the story that is not a problem free. So it's more or less just thinking in a fantastic way about sort of the lie that you're told by society about relationships and how they're supposed to be, and then sort of like trying to figure out the realities as you go. You just wish somebody had been fucking honest with you. Can you do a photo spread posting of Mara on Patreon? Like just all, like a bunch of pictures of Mara? You got it. No problem. Please tell your cat I love them. Mara, Sarah loves you. What about for this live stream? Did you do your own makeup for this? No, my wife helped me. I just sat there and smiled. She's better at makeup than I am. But I did. I do my makeup like for my own, for live shows, of course. It's just for like photo shoots and stuff. I usually trust people who are better than me. Daniel, must say that your song Vapor is one of the things that helps me get over a depressive moment of my life. Really, thank you very much. Vapor means a lot to me since then. Thank you, Guillermo. That means a lot to me. That song I wrote for my wife after I met her, and it was about having to leave her. I met her in Germany at the Wave Gothic Treffen Festival, and having to walk away from her was very difficult. But it worked out in the end. Will your wife ever join you on a live stream? No. Oh, no. No. So you see how I'm this very flamboyant person who's Rampensau is the German word. Like, I just love the limelight. My wife is not that way. But I think by helping me, she sort of like gets a little bit of the adventure. Oh, it's bitey. Okay, don't be bitey. Give me the head. Give me the head. All right. Do you remember what the first song in Stockholm was? When Aesthetic Perfection played in Stockholm with Lindemann? Or the first song I ever played in Stockholm? Because the first song I ever played in Stockholm, I have no fucking idea. I was probably drunk out of my mind. Do you have any other pets besides Mara? No, Mara is the one and only. She's my queen. She demands all the attention. She gets it. How much Rammstein Lindemann do you listen to daily? Not that much. Look, I like Rammstein, I like Lindemann, but I listen to like Justin Bieber, guys. That's like most of my music time. Justin Bieber, Heart, Roxette, Michael Jackson, Genesis. Ooh, Genesis is good. Britney Spears. I listen to pop music. That's what I listen to for the most part. With Lindemann, the song that we played when we opened with Lindemann was Gods and Gold. What about a song inspired by Mara? I don't know if that is the right idea, but you never know. Any Halloween season plans you can share? I will be throwing a Halloween party. That's it. I'm going to throw a party. Yeah, Heart alone. Yeah, I listened to. I did this radio show in Bad Ischl today, and I made them play Alone by Heart. Good stuff. I'm with you on the 80s, 90s, but I can't get behind the Biebs. Sorry. Here's the thing. The music in the 80s and 90s that you listen to, that was pop. Bieber is just modern pop, and maybe in 20 years you'll like it. I get it that it's sort of like connected to a cultural thing where you're just like, oh yeah, I don't like this thing because of the sort of culture that it's attached to, and that when you've got that distance between you and it, it makes it okay because, all the new wavers back in the 80s, like they had big problems like with people who listened to the children behave, watch what you say, running just as fast as we can. Like Tiffany. If you listen to Tiffany, you couldn't listen to New Order. Even though if you go to an 80s club today, they will play Tiffany and New Order. The music, it's all music, right? Who cares? So, maybe you'll like the Biebs in 10 years. sounds like you relax by listening to radio and work by making your own music. That's very true. That's very true. If I'm listening to like rock music, I'm listening to like super heavy stuff like Lorna Shore and Architects and Darko US, like just like deathcore, like Architects is not that heavy anymore, but like Darko and oh my god, insane. I listen to your music as if it was Radio Bieber. Yes. I listen to it to relax. Excellent. All right, folks. I do believe it's time because Mara is asking for cuddles, and I think she also wants food. I'm just going to be... Oh, look, you can see like the fluff like falling by. Oh, you're a cat. I like this cat. Ah. Very cute. Yo, maybe stupid question, but how do you do the screams? It depends on what type of scream. If you're talking about like the fry scream stuff, the fry scream is just relaxing your vocal cords so until you go into the fry register, and then you project it. Then you project it. Just Google fry screaming. It's like not physically demanding, but it's like really like difficult to what's the word? Balance. Like finding like not pushing too hard and relaxing. It's a weird like balance to strike. Sort of like singing with distortion. That's closing your that's called a hyperglottal attack. That's when you close the opening to your windpipe just enough to create little bits of distortion. And then there's the false chord, which is like using your false chords, your false folds, which are above your true chords, and you just sort of like relax your true chords and you let air go through them, and then you just go like, ugh. So there's a lot of different screaming out there. I use Crisco for this fry screaming. That's good. That's a good idea. All right. My friends, let's listen to Bark at the Moon one last time before we say goodnight, before I give Mara a can of tuna.
So I bark at the moon. I spend my whole life trying to be someone. Yes, I spend my whole life trying to seize your love. So I ran and I raved like a rat in a cage, and I wonder, am I getting out? So I bite and I bleed and I'm baring my teeth, though I can't stop now. So I bark at the moon. Waited so long to finally free myself. Yes, I've waited so long to feel the release from now. So it's dead in the sun and the change has begun, and the darkness of died to come out. No, I'm not on the road. I can wait to be done with the lies. Slide down. So I bark at the moon. I'm letting my demons out, yes, I bark at the moon. I'm letting the real why I'm running, why I'm running, why I'm running away. Yes, I'm back at the moon.
There we go. Another live stream, another single, another party in the can. Guys, I am beat. But I'm going to pick up tomorrow right where I left off. Keep promoting the hell out of Bark at the Moon. I really, really am proud of this song. I'm so glad you guys like it. I'm so glad you liked the video. Thank you to everybody for sticking with me, for supporting me through this insane project. I cannot believe we made it this far. I cannot believe how successful this whole year has been. It has just sort of like exceeded all of my wildest expectations. So I have each and every one of you to thank for that. So I love you guys. You're the best community an artist like me could ever ask for. You all take care. Mara and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.